You ever notice how your brain just won't shut up? 1 second, you're thinking about what to eat for dinner. The next, you're wondering if that cringy thing you did 5 years ago still haunts someone else's mind. Spoiler, it doesn't. But your brain keeps running in circles anyway. And here's the kicker. Most of these thoughts, useless. They don't help you, they don't make you happier, and they definitely don't make you more successful. In fact, they're holding you back. So in this video, we're going to fix that. By the time you finish watching, you'll know exactly why unnecessary thoughts hijack your brain. And more importantly, how to stop them once and for all. Let's get into it. Imagine this. You're lying in bed, exhausted, but your brain decides it's time for a TED Talk about all your regrets, your future failures, and whether or not pigeons have feelings. Sound familiar? That's because your brain is wired to overthink. Evolution designed it that way. Back in the day, our ancestors had to constantly scan for danger, predators, poisonous food, rival tribes. Overthinking was a survival tool. But today, we don't have to worry about being eaten by a lion on our way to Starbucks. Yet, our brains still act like we're in constant danger. Psychologists call this the negativity bias. Your brain clings to negative thoughts like Velcro, but lets positive ones slide off like Teflon. Why? Because negativity feels useful. If you dwell on a mistake, your brain thinks it's helping you learn. If you worry about the future, your brain thinks it's preparing you. But let's be real. How much of that actually helps? Most of the time, overthinking just paralyzes you. It traps you in a mental loop where you analyze everything but take action on nothing. It's like sitting in a car, revving the engine, but never actually driving anywhere. And the worst part? The more you let these unnecessary thoughts run wild, the stronger they get. Your brain has something called neural pathways. Think of them like trails in a forest. The more you walk down a certain path, the clearer and easier it becomes. If you constantly replay negative thoughts, you're carving out a mental highway for overthinking. So how do we stop it? The first step is to notice the thoughts. Most of the time, we don't even realize we're overthinking. It's just background noise in our minds. But the moment you catch yourself spiraling, you take back control. A simple trick? Name the thought. Literally say to yourself, "Oh, that's an overthinking thought," or "That's a useless worry." Sounds silly, but it works. Studies show that labeling thoughts weakens their grip on your mind. It shifts you from being inside the thought to observing it. And once you're the observer, the thought loses power. But let's take it a step further. Because just noticing thoughts isn't enough. You have to redirect your brain. Think about this. If you tell a child, "Don't touch the red button," what do they want to do? Touch the red button. Your brain works the same way. If you tell yourself, "Stop thinking about your ex," guess what happens? You think about them even more. Instead, replace the thought. Your brain needs something to focus on, so give it a better target. A powerful method for this, the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. It's a grounding exercise that forces your brain to focus on the present. Here's how it works. Name 5 things you can see. Name 4 things you can touch. Name 3 things you can hear. Name 2 things you can smell. Name 1 thing you can taste. This pulls your attention away from unnecessary thoughts and back into reality. It's like hitting the reset button on your brain. But what if certain thoughts just won't leave? That's where thought replacement comes in. If you're constantly thinking, "I'm not good enough," replace it with, I'm learning and improving every day. If you keep replaying embarrassing moments, replace them with memories of times you succeeded. Your brain is programmable. Feed it better input. Another method, the October 10th 10 rule. Ask yourself, will this thought matter in 10 minutes? Will it matter in 10 months? Will it matter in 10 years? Most of the time, the answer is no. But when you are stuck in overthinking mode, everything feels urgent. This trick forces you to zoom out and see the bigger picture. And if you really want to get rid of unnecessary thoughts, you need to move your body. Ever notice how you overthink the most when you're just lying there, doing nothing? That's because your brain has too much idle energy. It needs an outlet. Exercise, walking, even just stretching. Anything physical interrupts overthinking patterns. It's why some of the best ideas come while you're moving, not while you're sitting still. And let's talk about technology. Because your phone is an overthinking machine, social media floods your brain with random, unnecessary thoughts. 1 second, you're scrolling peacefully. The next, you're questioning your entire life because some influencer said you should be a millionaire by 25. It's mental junk food. Set boundaries. Turn off notifications. Delete apps that make you feel worse. And most importantly, stop doom scrolling before bed. Your brain needs time to wind down, not process 1,000 opinions from strangers. And finally, meditation. Before you roll your eyes, hear me out. Meditation isn't about sitting cross-legged and chanting. It's about training your brain to let thoughts come and go without attaching to them. Even 5 minutes a day can rewire your mind for peace instead of chaos. So here's the game plan. Catch unnecessary thoughts in the act, name them. Redirect your brain with grounding techniques. Replace negative thoughts with better ones. Use the October 10th 10 rule to gain perspective. Move your body because thoughts die in motion. Clean up your digital life because your brain absorbs what you consume. And finally, try meditation, even just for a few minutes. Do this consistently, and your mind will start working for you, not against you. Because at the end of the day, your thoughts shape your reality. And if you can control your thoughts, you can control your life. Now, if you found this helpful, don't stop here. Watch the next video popping up on your screen. It's going to take this idea even further.